Have you ever heard of the drama TV series The Sopranos? It is a series following Italian-American gangsters set in New Jersey. The series ran from 1999 to 2007 and featured a main cast of James Gandolfini, Tony Sirico, Michael Imperioli, Edie Falco, and a bunch of others. I won't list here. You can look that up if you want. New Jersey mob boss Anthony Soprano, we'll call him Tony, becomes the Don of New Jersey Mafia. The show opens with Anthony Soprano as a complex character who winds up going to therapy after an incident at a barbecue where he passed out after an anxiety attack. And he goes through therapy throughout the show. It's a central part of the show, the fact that he goes and sees a therapist, you know? Anyways, a range of topics are discussed in these meetings throughout the series, such as his mother, his wife, and children. His work, his childlike wonder, and memories of childhood that, end up harming him later on in life. Tony's mother is a large source of his anxiety because of how overbearing, dramatic, and emotionally abusive she is, and chronically negative towards him. That's a good way to describe her. Tony indulges worldly things, like, strip clubs and smoking and drinking, heavy drugs. He starts out the series as a decent enough man and gradually loses himself as the series goes on. It's a wonderful show. It's considered one of the best pieces of American media in recent history. Only 6 seasons. Watch it, A large part of The Sopranos is the dichotomy between Tony and his crew members. One season in particular, a crew member named Ralph, Ralph Cifarotta is his name, we'll call him Ralph just for simplicity's sake. Ralph tries to form a special bond with Tony. He's a kiss-ass. It's just to gain a higher ranking within the organization. And Ralph's utter disrespect for the sanctity of the mafia and how it consistently gets him in lots of trouble. Things like he would take jokes too far with the leader, he would treat women poorly in public, which wasn't a good look for them. Obviously, it's a terrible thing to do, but to them, it was just a problem because of how it looks. They're all terrible people, but they're all different levels of terrible. He would constantly take jokes too far and get himself in a lot of trouble with drugs and women especially. And it was just to curry favor with Tony. Ralphie goes far enough to buy a horse with Tony, like for betting, and they name it Pio Mai. And this horse represents a great significance in the story because of Tony's childlike wonder when it relates to animals. He starts off the series really infatuated with these ducks that end up in his pool. It's like he likens them to his kids, and when they leave, that's when he gets another anxiety attack. So Pio Mai, the horse, represents Tony's innocence in the series. He forms a great attachment to him. The attachment is so great, in fact, that Tony commissions a very expensive painting, an oil painting, of him holding the horse, like holding the reins of the horse with the horse next to him. In an unfortunate turn of events, Ralph, the man who bought the horse for Tony, later kills the horse in a barn fire for insurance sake. Tony finds out about this and ends up killing Ralphie for it, and he throws away the painting that he commissioned of him and the horse because he feels too much sadness looking at it. A part of him died. The decent part of him died that day. He throws away this painting, and then later another crew member named Paulie digs it out of the trash can for him. And he has it retouched to look like a general holding his war horse. I have here with me a replica of the painting that crew member had commissioned in the show. It's a little funny. Here it is. I don't know if you can see that all the way, but Here's Tony Soprano, now dressed up like Napoleon, holding his horse. This is Pile My. Obviously, that's not an oil painting. But Tony finds out about this, and he gets mad about it because he doesn't want to be reminded of that horse or Ralph. But the crew member, Paulie, who had it repainted, keeps it up in his house because he likens what they do in the mafia to a general giving orders to a soldier or something like that. When in reality, it's just following old men grasping and fighting for pieces of a world that has already disappeared. The eventual break in animosity within the New Jersey crew comes from Tony finding the painting. And Polly tries to be open and vulnerable with him about it, and he misses their old relationship, but, as I talked about earlier, he gets worse as a person as the series goes on. You end up hating him at the end, but, it's a great show, and it's great that it touches on therapy, and it's great that that's such a central part of the show. Anyways, great piece of media, really touches on a lot of implicit subjects, and is a great, entertaining watch. The Sopranos. Have a good night, everybody.